Zeus is the king. Poseidon rules the sea. Athena is wisdom. Aphrodite is beauty. Apollo is the sun. Everyone knows them. They have movies. They have statues. They have centuries of art dedicated to their stories. But there is one god on Olympus that nobody makes movies about. The one who was thrown off a mountain as a baby. The one who built every weapon the other gods used. The one whose wife openly despised him and cheated on him with the god of war. The one who limped. The one who sweated. The one who worked. His name was Hephaestus. And he is the most human god in the Greek pantheon. Which is exactly why nobody wants to tell his story. According to the most common version of his myth, told by Homer in the Iliad, Hephaestus was born to Zeus and Hera. But unlike every other Olympian child, he was not beautiful. He was born lame, or deformed in some way that the ancient Greeks found unacceptable. Hera, the goddess of marriage and family, looked at her own son and was so disgusted that she threw him off Mount Olympus. He fell for an entire day. He landed in the ocean, where the sea nymphs Thetis and Eurynomy found him and raised him in an underwater grotto for 9 years. Hidden. Forgotten. The rejected son of the most powerful family in existence, growing up in a cave at the bottom of the sea. In that cave, he discovered fire. He discovered metal. He taught himself to forge. By the time he was a young god, he was creating jewelry and ornaments so beautiful that the sea nymphs wore them everywhere. Word eventually reached Olympus. Hera, the mother who threw him away, saw a nymph wearing one of his brooches and demanded to know who made it. When she learned it was the son she discarded, she brought him back to Olympus. Not out of guilt. Out of greed. She wanted his craft. But Hephaestus had not forgotten. In one of the most satisfying revenge stories in mythology, he built his mother a golden throne of extraordinary beauty. She sat in it. And it trapped her. Invisible chains held her fast. None of the other gods could free her. They begged Hephaestus to release her. He refused. Dionysus eventually got him drunk and brought him back to Olympus on a mule. Only then did he release Hera, and only after being granted a permanent place among the Olympians. The god who was thrown away forced his way back with the one thing none of them could replicate. His skill. Zeus gave him Aphrodite as a wife. This was not a reward, it was a transaction. The most beautiful goddess married to the ugliest god. Aphrodite was humiliated by the match. And she did not hide it. She carried on an open affair with Ares, the god of war. Tall. Handsome. Violent. Everything Hephaestus was not. Hephaestus found out. And his response was pure craftsman. He built an unbreakable golden net, invisible to the eye, finer than spider silk, stronger than any material in existence. He draped it over his own bed and told Aphrodite he was leaving for his forge on the island of Lemnos. She invited Ares immediately. And when they lay together, the net sprang closed. They were trapped, naked, tangled in each other and in a web they could not break. Then Hephaestus called every god on Olympus to come and look. He could not beat Ares in a fight. He could not compete with Ares in beauty. He could not stop his wife from wanting someone else. But he could humiliate them both in front of everyone who mattered. The gods laughed. Hermes joked that he would happily trade places with Ares. Poseidon, embarrassed, guaranteed Ares would pay a fine. The net was released. Aphrodite fled to Cyprus. Ares fled to Thrace. The marriage did not improve. But Hephaestus kept building. He built the armor of Achilles, described in Book 18 of the Iliad in one of the most famous passages in Western literature. The shield of Achilles depicted the entire world, cities at peace and cities at war, farms, vineyards, dances, oceans, the stars. Homer spent over 100 lines describing it. A weapon that was also a work of art. That was Hephaestus. Violence made beautiful. Destruction made with care. He built the chains that held Prometheus to the rock, where an eagle ate his liver every day for giving fire to humanity. He built the bronze giant Talos who guarded Crete. He built the golden handmaidens who assisted him in his forge, mechanical women made of gold who could think and speak and work. Artificial intelligence, conceived 3,000 years before silicon. He built Pandora, the first human woman, according to Hesiod's Theogony and Works and Days. Zeus ordered her creation as punishment for humanity after Prometheus stole fire. Hephaestus shaped her from clay and water. Athena dressed her. Aphrodite gave her beauty. Hermes gave her cunning. She was a weapon disguised as a gift, built by the god of the forge on orders from the king. Every myth circles back to the same truth. Hephaestus builds the things that matter most and receives the least respect for it. He is the god of craftsmen, blacksmiths, metalworkers, sculptors, and artisans. He is the god of making things. And in a pantheon obsessed with beauty, strength, and seduction, the god who actually builds civilization is treated as a joke. The Greeks built temples to Zeus and Athena and Apollo. They barely built anything for Hephaestus. His largest temple, the Hephaestion in Athens, built around 450 BC, still stands today, one of the best preserved ancient Greek temples. But it survives not because anyone maintained it out of devotion. It survived because it was converted into a Christian church in the 7th century and later used as a burial site. The god of craft was preserved by accident. He is the only Olympian who works. The only one who sweats. The only one who was rejected for how he looked rather than what he did. The only one whose response to being thrown away was not revenge through violence but revenge through excellence. He could not be beautiful. So he made beautiful things instead. 3,000 years of Greek mythology. Hundreds of gods and heroes. And the most relatable figure in the entire pantheon, the disabled craftsman who built everything and was loved by no one, is the one nobody tells you about.